culture wherein you say something good about yourself, you're labeled as mayabang,
Yes.
right? Actually, not just here. It's all over the world where self-deprecation is like considered an asset.
Self-deprecation is considered as humility.
It's not.
So, one example is when women get together and we compliment each other. For example, I'll say, "Oh my gosh, I love your dress."
Oh no, this is old. I just pulled it out of my closet.
Do it to me, do it to me, do it to me. Compliment
I love
me.
your top.
What? No. Oh my gosh, your hair looks amazing. Like, I
Yeah,
love
it
it.
needs to be cut.
It's so, exactly. So, women, I don't know if men do this, but women can never accept a compliment. You know what? I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna go around and just complimenting women.
Compliment everyone. And
And
they
it's-
freeze.
yeah.
They freeze.
It's almost as if they don't think they deserve it. Or they need to
Either
give it
that,
back.
Give it back. By all means, go ahead and give it back. But be
Self-deprecate
real
and give it back. That's what I meant.
Stop deprecating.
Yeah.
Self-deprecating yourself. There's no need to make yourself small. Humble, in my opinion, means I'm pretty, so are you.
Yeah. I think one of the things that Dr. Leah really taught me, especially when I was going through what I was going through, is to just say thank you. And you know,
Yeah.
if you try this experiment, when somebody compliments you,
Just say thank you.
just saying thank you and nothing more, it's very difficult. Because we've been trained to not accept a compliment. It's crazy.
And when you start seeing what's good in you, Belle, automatically you start seeing what's amazing in others.
Yeah.
Because when you keep criticizing yourself,
You can't celebrate for
no
others.
way.
Yeah.
You'll see another human being and you'll start criticizing them too. When you see people, tell them what's good about them. They don't need to hear what's not good about them.
Yeah.
What for?
Yeah.
And be the light in that darkness.
I love that, being the light in that darkness. But also being the light for yourself.
For yourself first.
Yeah.
Because then it's not real.
So going back to affirmations, when you do the mirror work, when you say affirmations, so I'll give you an example of my affirmations. So I always say I'm enough, I'm beautiful, I'm free. And I feel
That's
like
a good one.
I'm free is very
good
a
one.
key for me because I always feel
Yes.
trapped by the people who look at me and measure me based on my looks, based on my social media,
Yes.
based on my achievements, based on my work. So I always like to say I'm free. One of the affirmations that my grandmother's sister taught me was really powerful, and I think I just want to share it and let me know what you think about it. I wrote it down para every time I look in the mirror, it's there. I love myself unconditionally, and that I have unconditional warm regard for all persons. I am in control of all my actions and all my responses.
Yes.
I'm inner directed and I allow others the same freedom. I love this one because when she explained it, she talked about how, again, going back to yourself. If you're okay with yourself, you're gonna allow everyone else that same freedom. And that's very difficult for me because I can become critical of other people, mainly who I love. People in my family, like my sister, I'd be like, "Hey, you look so sloppy today." Or, "Can you not wear chinelas?" You know what I mean? Because I have to allow others their own freedom.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
You can't allow others their own freedom if you're trapped.
Yeah. And the last one is I never devalue myself through
Yes.
destructive self-criticism.
Yes.
So I used to always look at the mirror and just be like, I look like hell. I hate how I look. My eye bags are so dark. I have no eyebrows. And just look at my flaws. And I think that's become innate to me because we
Well,
always
not
are trying to
anymore.
improve. Not anymore. But we're always trying to improve ourselves. And maybe that's culturally, maybe growing up, it was like that.
Yes.
And accountability, that's another thing. Right? We have to be accountable for our words, our actions.
And our responses. If you want one exercise to practice self-nurturing that you can implement right away, change your mirror word. It's a mirror word that gets you into trouble. Like, change your mirror word into a word that supports you. I usually start with I am enough.
I love that.
Right?
It's
because
so-
people don't think they're enough.
Yeah.
And I start with that.
That
and then you just
simple
graduate from
sentence
there.
can
Yeah.
mean so much. And I want to tell people that to say I am enough, that's even hard for people. When they look at themselves in the mirror.
And force it. And this is me saying, you force it until you believe it. And it's repetitiveness that doesn't matter whether you believe it or not in the beginning.
You just have to say it out like,
Say it to yourself. And then little by little, you start being mindful about what you're telling yourself about yourself. And that's self-nurturing. The second stage is self-acceptance. And it's radical self-acceptance.
The word radical is like, it's so difficult. It's like so weighted.
Yeah, but that's it. And it's being okay with yourself. For getting angry, for being masungit, or for, even feeling sad.
Yeah.
That you're okay with yourself and knowing that you will make mistakes, but you just get up again each time you fall. That's self-acceptance. And the last is self-sovereignty.
Okay, sovereignty is such a
It's a huge word.
Huge word.
And it's a word substitution that I use for empowerment.
Okay, so self-sovereignty would be
you creating the life that you want. You being the sovereign of your own life. You creating your world the way you want it and your contribution to humanity, because there needs to be that for you to have purpose. It's purpose that's the ultimate. Because at the end of the day, when you marry your self-love with your purpose, and I define purpose as your contribution to humanity, that's where you become the best version of yourself.
Wait, what if I don't want to contribute to humanity?
You will in any way or form. There's no small contribution to humanity. There's no big every contribution to humanity adds, and there is nothing too small or too large.
I guess that also goes back to just kind of being self-aware and mindful of what you're putting out there.
And be there, because your words create. Your words create your thoughts create your beliefs create your life. So what you're putting out there in terms of your words, you're actually creating. This is where self-sovereignty comes.
Yeah.
Here's another exercise I'd like people to try. Before you sleep at night, just be grateful for 3 things that happen in your life. Don't underestimate the power of gratitude.
Yes.
And that alone is enough to shift.
Yes.
Another thing that they can do if they're willing to invest more time is to write down what I like about myself. So I like myself today because.
Yeah.
Because what happens right before sleeping, that's when we say, I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have done this.
It's true. Before you sleep, you think about all the mistakes you ever did in your life. You're like, oh my god, I shouldn't have done this.
So can we change that to, I like myself today because. So then you're teaching your brain to focus on what you like versus what you don't like. It takes a lot of practice, but if you're doing it, make that effort to support yourself into being your own cheerleader as opposed to being your greatest cheerleader.
Yeah.
That alone will get you started. Yeah. Everything else will follow. Okay. And it's steps. It's a journey. It's not a destination. And there's always a part of you to explore, a part of you to accept. You're such multifaceted beings that there's always a part of us to discover. And that's when you become truly happy and thriving. Because you direct yourself. Yeah. And that's a gift you give to any person lucky enough to